I hope everything is going well. We got some big weeks ahead. I really can't wait for the upcoming releases, and of course want to bring you the gaming news roundup video here every week on the channel, including exclusive info on a brand new big single player game that got just revealed. They finally delayed it, so we got some Xbox drama and way more. Timestamps in the video bar, but first let's look at some brand new Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores gameplay. The DLC is PS5 exclusive, and I really think they elevated the graphics even more. I love seeing the lava in the LA area, but the focus of this footage was on one of the new skills Aloy can learn, where after knocking down an enemy, she can use the Poolcaster. Then we have to do an R1 QuickTime event to stick the spear into the machine, causing a resonator blast as well that we can then detonate for extra damage. And I really love how the animations for the skill are different in the 3 examples we got. Looks like a fun way to use our tools in combat, but it's overall still wild that this expansion is launching April 19th, and this 1 minute gameplay is the longest we've seen so far. Like, the main team from Guerrilla is working on this expansion, but I kinda miss the hype, although that might of course change in the coming days. Other key things we know is that it takes place after the main story, so you have to finish the final mission to access this. Also in your New Game Plus save, there's a new flying machine that can swim as well, and we probably get to fight a Metal Devil. And where the Zero Dawn Frozen Wilds DLC was focused on the Banuk tribe, in Burning Shores we get to see way more of the Quen, so learn way more about this knowledge-focused tribe. We now learned about a big settlement they have in LA, with every NPC going about their business, harvesting, trading, and we likely can buy some sweet Quen items ourselves here as well. And we got a look at a new companion for Aloy called Seika. She's an ambitious marine, and unlike anyone Aloy has ever encountered, and she plays an important role in the next chapter of Aloy's journey. We also saw her on the Sunwing in the key art, so will probably help us during the big battle. Yeah, and as you saw, they dropped the launch trailer, but I'm out of town, so still wanted to do a short reaction. We saw Gildan again, of course, from the Frozen Wilds DLC, from the Water Lodge side mission. He's back. And also a far-seen weapon on the hand. Pretty crazy, and that Metal Devil fight is gonna be wild. I can't wait. Back to Jordan from the past. Bring it on! I will of course be streaming and making spoiler-free tips and tricks videos for you around launch. I don't have early access yet, so we'll probably be jumping in at the same time as you. I'm really excited to return to this game. I really hope the DLC delivers. And normally I talk about my favorite thing of the week in the highlight alright a little later in these weekly roundup videos, but now I want to talk about it here, or actually have Dennis talk about it. A brand new single player game that you got to see an extended gameplay presentation of, right?
Yeah, I did, and I was pleasantly surprised by it. So really quickly, Immortals of Aveum is the first title from Ascendant Studios. Now that name might not ring a bell, but there are a lot of industry veterans from titles like Dead Space and Call of Duty at work here, and their first project is this epic looking magic shooter. We're going to be stepping into this world as Jack, who wants nothing more than to join the elite legion of battle mages known as the Immortals. Jack himself is a bit special because he is a triarch, meaning he is one of the few that can control all 3 major types of magic in the world, that being red, green and blue. And those 3 types of magic will function as your main weapons for the course of the game, amplified by the power of a sigil, which is that device you see the mages wearing on their arm. Blue magic is more precision based with long range shots, red is a close range shotgun blast, and green is a fast firing hail of projectiles that slightly home in on enemies. The game also has a pretty extensive loot system that allows you to equip new sigils to change up your spells. One example that was given was the blue javelin sigil that allows you to charge up your blue magic shots for even more damage. Sigils are not the only type of loot we can collect to make Jack more powerful, as there will also be magical rings, bracers and totems. And during my preview I also got a glimpse of a pretty expansive skill tree with over 80 different talents. So a lot to unlock and power up, which is very welcome considering the devs are expecting the campaign to last for over 25 hours, even more if you want to go back to older areas and reach previously unreachable secrets with new spells. Because next to your 3 sigil spells, you'll also be unlocking more general spells which can help you in both combat or with puzzles, so there is a slight Metroidvania aspect in play as well. One of these is a shield spell that's very deliberately there, so you never have to worry about cover. The main goal of the game is to make you feel like a badass battle mage, which is something you'll need to be to stop the enemy faction of Rasharn in their attempt to control all magic in the world. From what I was able to see so far, it looks like the studio is nailing it. Can't wait to get my hands on it to see if it plays as good as it looks. The game is being developed on Unreal Engine 5 for PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, and it's coming out on July 20th.
Thanks, Dennis. July 20th already. It's pretty crazy how a ton of titles are properly revealed and then just launch a few months later. It's really interesting. Although some titles are announced and then continuously delayed. So let's look at some quick shots, noteworthy news stories that I want to go over quickly. And if you enjoy these news roundup videos, then totally leave a like. That would really be appreciated. And subscribe, because I drop a new one of these every Sunday. I had to remind people recently that Suicide Squad was still not officially delayed, although that finally changed just a few days ago. February 2nd, 2024 is the new launch date, which is kind of crazy. So they're not completely changing the game, just giving it extra polish. So doing balance tweaking, bug fixes, they're working on server stability, although Jess from Windows Central did hear that they might remove or rework the always online component. I still think there could be a cool campaign here to just follow for the story, but I don't want to shoot purple weak spots for a slightly better weapon every time. We will have to wait and see. I think it's at least a good date. There will likely not be a lot of competition around that time, although 2024 feels super far away. A game that could also use a delay, but is probably not getting it, is Redfall, which is slated for May 2nd, but you've likely seen the tweet already or heard the news. They only have a quality mode at launch with 30 FPS, while the 60 FPS performance mode will be added via a game update at a later date. Now, all the gameplay they showed has been in 60 FPS, and even the official Xbox Store page first had 60 FPS, which they now removed. And you of course want to play a shooter that also focuses on abilities in 60 FPS, especially as this is the first big Xbox exclusive from Bethesda and actually the first $70 game they release. Combine this with the overall lack of hype for this title, the very bad IGN gameplay that sits at 22,000 dislikes because the player can't even shoot a gun. Like, if the game is really good, then I can still see it succeed because it is on Game Pass. But from everything we're seeing now, the fact that people who played it could only play 90 minutes, I sadly think this will be very quickly forgotten. We also got Soulburner in the comments under my recent Sunday video asking if I was going to do Redfall tips and tricks, and honestly I would have loved it, as a Far Cry type game with vampires from Arcane is totally something that I should really dig. But the game is releasing 4 days after Star Wars Jedi Survivor, so I will just be playing that. I can't wait for it and be focused on content for that game. And by the way, a different topic, I also worry that Starfield will be only 60 FPS on Xbox, but they now at least know that announcing that won't go over well. I kind of feel for Redfall, and I really hope it ends up surprising everyone when it launches. Sticking to Xbox for a second, as Ubisoft Plus is now on the platform, this is a monthly subscription where for $18 a month you get access to many big Ubisoft titles, like from the Assassin's Creed franchise, all the recent Far Cry games, Tom Clancy releases. Like, I totally don't think it's worth it right now, but it could be nice later in the year when Ubisoft is finally launching new games. Then you get like Skull and Bones Day 1, so can try it for a month without paying full price. Or you can likely finish AC Mirage in a week, so only pay $18 for that, which is kind of crazy. So good to note is that the service does not include all special editions and DLC, but I still think it could be nice to just try out the new Ubisoft game when it comes out, or finish it for a way lower price. If you, by the way, got any questions for next week's Sunday video, then drop it in the comments down below. Again, it will be a busy few days with the Horizon Burning Shores streams and videos that we plan to do, but also Dead Island 2. I will probably stream it as well. And we also got a ton of tips and tricks up on the channel. And then, of course, a news roundup on Sunday. So subscribe to not miss it. A like would really help me out. And check out our Star Wars Jedi Survivor video by clicking on the screen. I will speak to you soon. Goodbye.